things. It has their own app, and then you can like scan it, do it, and I'm like, all right, I like where this is headed.
Yes, but I have the special note from Yost and
Of
Marika.
course you do.
So I just want to reset the scene here because now we're
Oh, okay,
broadcasting
Vito, fine. Ruin it
externally
for
as well.
everyone.
Yes.
Oh,
Just
well,
kind of
whatever you do, guys, don't
squeezing in
talk
there.
about you know what again.
Yeah, you could talk about the letters later because now we're live not only inside the Summit platform, and of course, thank you for everyone that has been with us throughout the day. It's been an incredible value-packed day, and we're going to unpack all of that today. But also, as you know, at the beginning and the end of of each day, we're broadcasting externally to the open web. So we're now on YouTube, on X, on LinkedIn, and Facebook for this roundup. The purpose of the roundup is to try and collect as many gold nuggets from today's sessions as we've all seen, or we each seen some, but collectively we've seen them all. And then also we're gonna raffle $500 to a person that needs to stay on the broadcast right now. There's still time if you want to submit your submission even for tomorrow. Every day we're going to give away $500, except for the final day where we're going to be giving away $2,500. Insane. And why do we do that? Really, the purpose of this is to make sure that you're here investing in yourself throughout the day. And at the end of the day, we invest in you. So that's really how we're bringing you in to make sure that you clear out the schedule for a couple of days, spend some time with all of us here, learn a bunch of stuff from the top experts that are in our space by far. And also hang out with the sponsors through the booth. There's many other stuff that can be won through there. I know there's PS5s going around. There's a few podcast mics going around. Some all kinds of cool stuff throughout the booth. So come hang out. Adarim.io/summit. Adarim.io/summit. Yeah, you gotta say it twice.
Gotta say, with the slightly different intonation.
Yes, it closes it at the end. Yeah.
So let's dive into the day, Vito.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
So
what happened? I'm like, what day is it again? I gotta get
It's day 2, which could mean May, June, July. It's just day 2.
It's day 2. I gotta open my little Summit tab here because I just rebooted. And what was the first session of the day? I think it was me.
You were the first center, Elementor.
Oh, that was today. Seems like
a long time ago. Today. Yeah, all of this happened. Everything from here started today. So we started the day as we do every morning with a quick kickoff, kind of talking about what's coming, and then straight into the content here with Elemental, WP Bakery, and Breezy joining forces on this amazing panel. Steph, what was going on there? What happened?
I enjoyed chatting with these folks. They were really enlightening and informative. Miriam is awesome. I've known her from afar, but I hadn't got a chance to hang out and interact with her. She was a lot of fun, and she has super cool glasses, and which is important. But and then the other two guys, the one was laying down on the grass, as you can see. Just kidding, he wasn't, but it looked like it. He had a pillow on the grass. And so we've got these folks from Brizzy and from WP Bakery. Lawrence was in Australia, tuning in at a tricky time for him, which was nice. But they had, what are you doing I'm getting dizzy.
I'm trying to figure out what's the ideal one, but we don't have one that is the ideal.
It's not. We don't
just
have it.
Stop doing what you're doing, Vito, because we're all getting headaches.
Yeah. So we shared a lot of insights on, or they shared a lot of insights on the future of, building websites, low code, no code, using AI, some future predictions. It was a fun and enlightening chat.
What is the summary? Where is this going to go? Like, is no code, low code, drag and drop a thing of the past? Is it all AI now? Is the AI running the world now?
Well, there is all of the drag and drop tools have AI now. So they all of these ones have it. The one thing that was interesting to me is in the Elementor tool that has site planner,
Right.
which I think is potentially where some other folks are going to be headed as well. Not only using AI to draw the pictures of the web and to look how excited I was. Can you see it? Gesturing, extreme facial expressions. Yeah, it was intense. So but anyway, I like the tools that each of these builders has AI tools built right in. WP Bakery is one of the OGs, if not the original gangster in the page builder space. And they used to be the most users, but now Elementor has absolutely just eclipsed them and everybody else. But anyway, it's just interesting to hear from these folks, like what they see coming and all of that. I don't know. Go listen to it if you missed it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So this was the first session of the day, and as you can see, all of the replays are already online. So if you want to pick up at 2x the speed and binge watch the whole thing overnight, because there's more stuff coming tomorrow morning.
I don't even want to suggest that to people, because I feel like if it was me, I would be like, I'll just wait. Like 2x speed, isn't it the best?
Yeah, that is good. Yeah,
maybe 1.5. 1.5.
Yeah, 1.5. No, I'm at 175 to 2 for sure. And then Steph, you continued with Progress Planner with Iris.
As usual, Jacoby had it very easy. He just was relaxing with his coffee, and I just kept working. This is Iris. She was absolutely sweet, and she was nervous to get on the stage, but man, she was organized. She had her 30 things, and the chat was very interested. They were loving the information. I think folks really resonated with the way it was like one slide, one thing, boom, 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 boom. And she I don't know, did you watch this one, Taco? This is your
I did, yes, of course. I have to support my colleague.
Mm-hmm. And she did a great job. And the one that I took from it, my favorite one, did I write it down or just remember it? It was the one about the cookies, where like every different embed or thing you're hooking into your site, every plugin, everything potentially is dropping a cookie, and is it worth the cookie, is one of the things she said. Right. And I didn't really think of it in that context, and I will now. I thought that was really interesting.
Cookies.
Very cool. And yeah, so I kind of told the story yesterday about Iris, how she solved our landing pages, and so I'm not gonna repeat that.
Actually, you mentioned it even this morning about how invaluable for figuring out what's the best landing page.
Yeah, she won. So, okay, yeah. I'll dive into it. So basically what we did is we tried to run this as an experiment, as how quickly can we crack paid ads at Adarim. And so we kind of created 12 landing pages, or spoke to a few different people, collected the ideas and approaches, and some consultants that were brought in. And one of the folks that we reached out to was Marike, and she said, I don't know, talk to Iris. So I had a call with Iris, and she created the winning landing page out of 12. By far, this is still the best performing page that we're using. So everything that she says since then, to me, is solid gold. I just listen. So if you want to catch Iris's talk, that's right here. And right after that, we dove into another really interesting panel here about additional potential services that we can bring on to the agency in 2025. And this was kind of a continuation of traditionally tools that are being used by hosting brands, now getting into the agency space. And it's a really cool trend that we're seeing also with Real Time Register as a sponsor of our event this year. Robert, what happened in there?
I love this. This was so up my alley. I was thrilled, really, because so many agencies are sitting there focusing on the agency work. And wait a minute, you're still dealing with domain names and email services and security. And why are you not partnering with these solutions that will drive additional recurring revenue? And Barrett from oh my gosh,
Real-time register.
real time. I was like, it's something registry, and again, 11 hours into this,
The one that we play the video of every single session.
Yes. Which one? This video?
It's very dramatic.
it is, but
It's epic.
domain names, are the way we actually connect with each other. And Barrett made the great use case for, hey, please pay attention to this. And wherever you get your domain names from and whatnot, there's a whole ecosystem around that space, and especially with the new generic top level domain names that are coming out in the next 18 months, it's just important to just keep an eye on what's going on. And it's a great opportunity for agencies to monetize their ability to recommend, deploy, and work on all this kind of stuff. So I love the conversation. It was fantastic to have those folks on.
That's awesome. And I used to use SiteLock at the agency. This was our kind of a thing at the time. Whenever a website got hacked, we went to them. They fixed it for us, and we charged for it, and even got people to be onboarded into a care plan on the back of this, because once your website gets hacked, you got to join a monthly care plan. Look, you saw it getting attacked. So that's pretty cool that they were running this here. And also we had Market Goo joining the session, talking about the SEO side of things from a perspective of this is kind of like gamifying the SEO side. So Taco, like you guys went into the website problems kind of things, and they went into it from the SEO perspective, which is pretty interesting.
What does that tell us about ourselves as adults? That we need little stickers and
we like to have fun at work.
And participation trophies and stuff to get us to do our jobs now.
I don't think it's just at work, Robert. If I recall correctly, in the US, if you go and vote, you get a sticker.
Hold on, how do I remove Taco from this?
No, but, I mean, that's the real thing. I have 2 young kids. They love playing, but we don't really stop loving to play. It continues. The only thing is we don't do it often enough. So if we have the tools that allow us to have that little competition with ourselves or with others, if we have that little play, it's a way of relaxing while doing your job. It's so we should all play more.
Life is hard enough as it is. When we can find those moments to just chuckle, enjoy, say I beat Taco at at whatever.
Yes.
Which, in all fairness, is very difficult because he's taller, faster, stronger than me.
I'm also happier, and we're going for go-karts soon, so that's a challenge.
I can't make it to the go-karts. We'll talk about that later.
What's going on during the day when we're working setting up the sound? You guys are doing.
Vito's like, I don't even know what's going on here. This was actually, Vito. This was a chat at one of the lounges we did for about an hour this afternoon. So we had Taco, myself, and some other folks. It was fantastic.
That's awesome. Let's go to the lounge, see what's going on over there right now. As you're mentioning this, this is the place to be. There's some action going on here and with really interesting conversations, people jumping in and out. So if you want to connect with some other folks, that's the place to come into. Wait around. Within a few seconds, someone else is going to jump in. But I'm going to go back to actually over there.
In the lounge now because they're watching us live in 3D.
Exactly.
And so we spoke about real-time registers session here, which is a really interesting panel to kind of look at these additional services that we can offer. And then you went into a conversation with Cecile from Canva. How was that, Steph?
She was also lovely. I got to hang with such awesome women in the web space today, right? We had Miriam, Iris, and my brain just blanked. Tell me her name
That's
again.
what it's Cecile.
Celine.
I'm gonna
Celine.
say it wrong.
It's
Celine?
Celine. No?
Okay.
I think it's Celine.
I was like, it went wrong in my head. Anyway,
Oh.
what is happening with this screen?
This
I'm
is
gonna
what
have a
happens.
seizure,
This
Vito.
is what happens when Stephanie and I have to start before like 8 a.m.
So anyway, look, I was not that grumpy the whole time. I see there was a little smile. It was nice. She was really lovely. She's she calls herself a confident introvert. And so when it comes to community, uh the fact is you have to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to go and talk to people and do things and reach out and you have to understand your people as well. But she said that even as an introvert, you know, we sort of talked about how you have to just understand your needs and you can go and do those things and then you just recharge by yourself, right? And you're not
Right.
and she's, you know, she's said something about that the first public like big talk she gave in person, she said she was like terrified and then she didn't die. So, you know, it was okay.
It worked out.
She gave some good tips about how to choose the right platform, what to do to make sure that you're serving your audience, all of those kind of things. Yeah, it was good.
Awesome. Did you talk about Canva?
Not a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you mean like there's not the program really. I mean, that's not what it was really about, but we talked about their community, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very, I mean, it's global, like in all the ways. They have multiple different, like she's the community manager for the German speaking
Region. Yeah.
segment or whatever. So, and they have, you know, communities in Japan, South America, all over the place, multiple. And besides the language ones, they have multiple like communities that you can join like as a creator or if you're a teacher or if you're a developer, all of those as well. So again, going back to, you know, setting those things up so that they're serving the different facets of their industry, of their customers. I mean,
Okay, awesome. And then right after that was back to you, Jacoby, with fortifying your agency, essential website security measures for agencies for client websites. How did that also like a stellar roundup here of leaders from the space? Incredible. Let's see. Let's bring this up here.
Yeah,
we
go
have,
for it.
We have Robert here joining from MelaPress. We have David here with the glorious facial hair right here. Product manager at Solid WP, by Stellar WP, and used to be iThemes back in the day. iThemes Security rebranded. Solid WP, which is pretty beautiful rebrand they did with this one.
They really did nail that rebrand. You're right.
Yeah, it's a beautiful one. Yeah, right. And then we have Victor from Sukuri joining us, and Oliver, the CEO of PatchStack. Really a stellar lineup here. So, what did you talk about?
You'll be surprised to know that we talked about security. Here is my most fascinating takeaway from the conversation. We did not talk about AI as a vector or as an issue or as anything until like 20 minutes into the conversation. So much of it is really reinforcing the basics. And, you know, all these companies are taking care of, what you need to take care of. But they spoke to, Oliver and Robert and David, and they all spoke to, the critical parts of the human impact in security, whatever your technology suite is. So, whether it's WordPress or, spear phishing for emails and so on and so forth. So, there are a lot of takeaways for agencies on, what are best practices, how to help educate their customers and clients. And surprise, surprise, there are opportunities to monetize each
Right.
step along the journey. So it was fantastic. I'm a security geek dork anyway, so I really enjoy the conversation. But it's funny that one of those uh, so much changes, but so much stays the same. So we
Core
we,
is
we
still where it is.
we have technology by different terms, but we still have to get the basics done. And all these folk absolutely take care of the basics, but the key is educating and how do you expand and scale with security and your customers.
Okay, very cool. And well,
Yeah,
not
what
that
I
cool.
actually
Security
love
is,
here,
yes,
yeah,
please.
what I love is that you had Iris on and you had Robert on, who are both from small town Wiege. So
Really?
he was dominating the sessions today.
Yeah, that's good. Some good Dutch
Yeah.
representation.
Yeah, I love it. But that was definitely a session that where usually security sessions are like way over my head, and I'm like, I don't know any of this. They were all at a level where I think they were saying interesting stuff to experts, but definitely also to beginners, new website owners who never really thought about security. So that was a really nice mix in the level of the conversation throughout the whole session.
Thanks, Taco.
That's awesome.
And one of the things, and I'm going to put you on the spot, Vito, and the entire Aderim team, we could have gone another hour. So we're seeing if we can sneak something in. We got 3 more days.
Yeah. Oh,
Everyone,
another hour of security talk.
another hour of security. Everyone's on board. I've already confirmed it with Mustache and the other guys.
Okay,
Mustache,
okay.
mustache being David, who's got the best mustache. I mean, I tried, but between the beard and the mustache, he wins.
Definitely
That's
one
epic.
there.
But I think there's another opportunity for another session around security. We barely scratched the surface, and a lot of it was, as security dorks, we dove into the jargon, and we try to pull it back, and just there. It's easy to be very technical and knee deep,
Yes.
but we want to be able to also show the value of you need to make this just part of the air and water that you breathe and drink. Security, it's not an option. It's the fuel that runs your business. And so
I caught
anyway,
only part of this, but it was the one little nugget that I heard was I thought such a great sort of pull quote or thing to feature is David saying, the question wasn't this one, it was something about well, maybe it even was this one, I don't know, it was what's the biggest risk basically, and he said the website owners, like
yeah,
Right.
human beings
yeah.
who are part of the website, like even though it's their website, like they are the number one security risk.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, and then from here we moved on to another interesting panel right here, from chaos to control, how the right tech stack fuels enterprise growth. This is the session for if we want to close big contracts, that's what we should watch. Is that a fair representation of what happened in there?
It is, and it was like from chaos to control. That's pretty funny because it was from one panel to another, and we we hit all portions of the stack from infrastructure to multiple software layers to the end users, and it was fantastic. It was great having James from Big Scoots on there to just cover what you need to worry about as an agency site owner on that portion of the stack. Andrew, I know I hate it. I hate giving him compliments, but with Andrew, Mark, and Boris covering the software and services layers, it so useful. And for there's a whole other side of the universe where agencies need to know how to work with enterprises, but at least from the stack, which what this panel was about, we covered that from top to bottom or bottom to top.
That's awesome. Andrew, how was this for you? This is a session that a couple of weeks ago was supposed to run. You're muted, by the way. It was supposed to run in CloudFest, and then like 3 minutes before, I pinged you, and I'm too far. I'm not gonna make it. Andrew, you're taking the stage, and you were a star. So how was round 2?
Well, I frankly, I was a star again. There's no doubt about it. You obviously chose well.
Nice job.
I enjoyed the new host who replaced me, and he did an admirable job of herding the cats. But no, honestly, it's an opportunity for us to really share our knowledge. I hope that I shared my knowledge appropriately. There are a few things in there that I was very interested in. We're talking about the stack, and no, I don't take them back. I stand by every word that I said in there. I've got no problem with that at all. But I mean, we as smaller agencies, we like to think that we can scale. But if we don't think about how we're going to scale, then we're not going to. We're going to be stuck in the woods. And we had the perfect panel again with WP Umbrella there doing basically taking the stack to another level with Grade, with Atarim, with hosting, and with WP Umbrella. It was kind of just like the CloudFest presentation. It's just the whole thing working together. And I think that hopefully we got across to agencies that want to scale is, and really giving them the methodology behind that and the thought process behind it rather than anything else.
A lot of it is to figure out how to partner with the right people, because as an agency, you generally can't do all of that. And, there are experts, there are Atarim experts, Big Scoots experts, Umbrella experts, Grade experts that help you take that next step. I remember as an agency owner going from the SMBs to the enterprise, and it was a year-long process to like reset the brain with what kind of partners you're going to be able to do this with. And I think at least in that session we provided a step for folks to think about.
Sure, definitely.
That's great. And then right after this one, we continued on with our agenda, and I was hosting Vitali, who is the co-founder and editor-in-chief of Smashing Magazine. And that was a really interesting conversation with him. He gave a talk, and then we had some questions towards the end. Let me pull this up here. A bunch of insights. I wrote a bunch of things here. One thing that really stuck with me is when he was talking about how to approach building UI for AI specifically, how to build AI interfaces, and what are the things that all backed with data here. What are the things that do work? What are the things that don't work? And how to approach each element of that. A couple of things that I took from this was a sentence that he said was AI second, not AI first. So trying to place the human in the center rather than the AI. So this is a really nice approach to it when thinking about these interfaces. He also was bashing all of the sparkles, all of the buttons that are shiny and like scream at you with magic kind of emojis. And his approach to this was, it's just a feature, and it just should be naturally implemented into the software to elevate the existing functionality or create new ones completely. I don't agree with that much, and I pushed back also towards the end. I think there's a purpose for it from just even from a perspective of riding the wave. So probably they're not going to be shiny forever, these types of buttons, but at this point you want to get in front of people's eyes, and there is some sort of a bias towards AI when making decisions now. You kind of even talked about this towards the end, about the AI related budgets that appear in many businesses now. Like a decade ago, it was about digital transformation. That was like the budget that was allocated. Now it's going to AI. And so by highlighting that, I think from a conversion rate perspective, it is useful. But I do agree that from a user's experience perspective, it doesn't contribute more than the conversion rate, which is important for the business. We also talked about like the use of chat bots everywhere and how it's not intuitive. People don't know how to describe what they want. So giving options is probably a better approach than just like free text for implementing interfaces. Anyone else watch this one?
Yeah, I watched it. I thought it was interesting, and seeing you fanboy, that was good.
I was fanboying.
You were definitely fanboying. There was a bit of that going on, but it basically when we meet our heroes, sometimes they don't live up to our expectations. But I think Vitaly, I did manage to watch it, in between being in the booth and the networking lounge and watching, these kind of things go on and whatever we do in the summit. The thing that I got I took from the portions that I saw is that actually he's a little bit fed up with AI, and he wants to return to the human touch and the human creativity, especially the first website that he showed, which wasn't Flash. Right. And then going through it and going on the gaming thing, I think what he was really trying to get at was simplifying our approach to what we're showing our potential customers, rather than building it full of complexity and including the shiny buttons. We know you like shiny buttons, Vito. There's no denying that, and a few graphics that flying around. But the web is crowded, and we've got to find some way to differentiate ourselves. And if that's simplifying, then that's a good thing. If it isn't simplifying, then we've got to find somehow otherwise to attract people to our landing pages. And I know that Iris did some great work on that. And I think the landing pages that she did and are most successful are the less complex ones, let's say.
That's correct.
Information is front and center, calls to action are front and center, and it's working. And I think that's the area that Vitaly was really hitting on.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I was fanboying a little bit because when I first started my journey as a designer, Smashing Magazine was the source of truth, as I kind of mentioned on the session itself.
For sure.
That's where I went to kind of pick up the craft. And there weren't many resources as there are now back then. So I really appreciated it then, and I still follow the magazine with some of the editorial and keeping up to date with some of the stuff. So they are literally the leading magazine in the space at this point, which is really exciting. It was just fun to see Vitaly join the summit. It was kind of as a personal milestone. It was really fun.
It's not just it's fantastic for the audience. I mean,
yes.
Yeah. When are agency owners going to be able to connect with Smashing Magazine like they could today? I mean, really.
Exactly. Yeah. But the point is that we've got with the summit, there's people. We've got the leaders of the web world on there. We've got the leaders of the marketing world with Canva and all that kind of stuff and community building. But Vitaly, let's not underestimate his contributions to people's lives. You read Smashing Magazine when you were learning. I read Smashing Magazine. I followed it. I still follow it now. And the guidance that these people provide, albeit while they're still making money, hopefully they're making money, has really enabled people to build businesses, build families, build their homes. And I don't want to get too philosophical about this, but seriously, without these people, where would we be? Honestly, it's great to be able to. And then all of a sudden, we're running a summit, and they're there. They're
And
part
they're
of
there.
what we're
Yeah.
doing,
Yep.
which is crazy. It's crazy good. So yeah,
It's amazing.
well done.
All right, and as we're diving into the next one, we have just a few minutes to run through the last three, unfortunately, before we're gonna do the raffle. We're gonna raffle away $500 in just a few minutes from now. So if you're still awake, make sure that you're on the chat and ready to see your name popping up in the next few minutes there. And Robert, tell us about.
I
Maurice.
definitely want to go back and watch this one.
Oh, you
Uh,
should.
Thanks, Taco. It was. I would say it's been of the 2 days. It's been like the most personal, intimate conversation that I think happened at Web Agency Summit.
How intimate?
Just like really getting into, what it means to be a creative, and what are the where do you draw the lines between, how successful do you want to be? How do you want to accomplish things? Can you do X, Y, Z? Retain control of yourself. It felt very personal, and I love the talking with Maurice. It was yeah, we didn't stick to the script, to say
Yeah,
the least. We really kind of just kind of meandered through what it means to be someone in his position, and honestly, with his authority. I mean, Maurice has a podcast in the Smithsonian museums, which is
That is
museums of
insane.
America. So it's not an accident. He's a thinker. He's a realist. He wants to be successful, but also wants to keep to himself as to who he is. And we, probably spend at least half the time really discussing on how to make sure that you can be creative and true to yourself and be successful. And those
that's
are
great.
three things to put together in a Venn diagram. Let's put it
Mm.
that way.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Taco
and I
loved
think,
it. So if Taco
yeah.
loved it, I know then we did something right.
Well, but like you said, it was intimate. The interaction between the two of you worked really well. Um, uh, Especially Maurice has a wit to the way that he's saying things. It sparked a lot of comments in the chat in a
Yes.
very active way. I think that was the most active I've seen the chat
Right.
so far. It was absolutely fantastic to watch, and you should definitely take some time to watch it, and not at double speed. Just
Right.
sit back and enjoy for the full hour.
That's great.
And that's actually how Maurice would want you to watch it. Take in the not digital part of the world, enjoy it in real time, outdoors, something. No, it was great. I was
Yeah.
personally thrilled to have that conversation.
That sounds super interesting. This is definitely some one that I'm gonna watch maybe even tonight, right after this. And Stephanie, then you were hosting me and Ritis, who's the co-founder and CEO of Omnisend, which is a good opportunity to thank them as the title sponsor for this event. So much that I'm gonna click this button.
I loved it so much I bought it twice.
You did?
So Stephanie, I'll let you summarize this from your perspective.
I don't know, but why are you guys like still? And I'm just like,
Well, that's because Vito wants to. Yeah, he's just playing with the video.
yeah, no, he's got it in like fast speed, but I have I enjoyed this. I've got an opportunity to sit here between these two guys. They've each had agencies that had, a dozen or a little bit over staff. They no longer do that. They both now have a product. They both have that serves agencies of that size and larger and smaller. So the history and experience and expertise that they both had was really interesting. And it was cool to get to know Ritas a bit. he's a thinker, you can tell, and he's
Yeah.
very mild, very soft spoken, and he always deferred to Vito. Like Vito answered every question first. I don't know. Did you notice that happened, Vito?
Well, I shut up, but it was too quiet for too long for me to stay still. You
It's
know.
so awkward. I know. That's like part of the struggle with doing interviews and stuff like that when you've got someone who's quiet and a thinker. But the stuff he said was so good, and I thought that you and he, in fact, I even said this in the chat, that you guys said very similar things. Like you had very similar concepts, but you would approach them just different enough that they didn't sound identical, but they had a similar, oh, sorry, I hit my mic, principle to them. The big takeaways were when it comes to AI in web agencies. Rita said it multiple times. You have to bring a good brief. It's
Yes.
about the brief.
Context. Yeah, I call it
Yeah.
the context.
Whatever you put, you're not going to get out something better than what you put in. So, and then I learned a new word, agenic, which Vito made up, and he didn't make it up, but I like it. It's in relation to the future of web. Agenic websites are those that will interact with AI agents. Is that, did I say it?
That layer that will interact with the AI agent. Yeah.
What can you spell that?
I
It's
know. I
agentic,
spelled it
and I think it's
AG.
James LePage that came up with that phrase at his WordPress thing.
Okay, I'm still dying for someone to spell it.
AGENIC.
No, agentic. So like an agent.
It's actually agentic. It's
Oh.
as I said, James LePage said it at his lovely.
I didn't make it
presentation
up.
he
This
did
is
in
a
Washington.
thing. This is
Yes,
a
it's
concept that
agentic.
exists.
It's a concept. Yeah, it's great. It's a great concept.
Is this it?
Yeah, exactly that. And basically, what it means is that there's already starting to develop a layer of tools from within websites that allow AI agents to interact with them or block them in the same way, and make that decision whether you want to accept or not those agents. So very much like I perceive this as just another cool opportunity for agencies to lean into one of these transformations in the space. Like I look at it as similar to like a responsive design. 10 years ago, everyone wanted responsive designs. When the technology arrived in that stage, GDPR in the UK was a big thing in a similar kind of way, where you had to take action and things like that.
And now we have Termageddon everywhere because of that.
Mhm.
You know,
Yes, exactly that.
well, I mean, really, I mean, so like, yeah, responsive, the legal cookie pop-ups, all that kind of stuff. And
So I
now,
think
yeah,
that one of the a similar one will be this agentic layer that we would be building for our clients, or into our projects, into our websites, into the products, to make sure that the agents can find their way.
yep.
Yeah, so this was this session, and of lack of time, we're gonna give a quick shout out here to Ben. Stephanie, in a sentence, how was Ben's session? Sustainable support for your web agency.
This was geared primarily to folks that have a team, a support team, product particularly, but even when you have web clients, for service clients. And he's fun to listen to. He's got all kind of stories and illustrations and little subtle jokes and things like that. So it was a great talk. One of the things I really liked was one of his illustrations was that the groundskeeper at a baseball stadium he needs to know how many inches away each base needs to be from each other, and what size everything should be, and what everything should look like and function, how it should function. But he doesn't really need to know how to swing a bat. So the support people are not the engineers, they're not the developers. They don't need to be able to create the thing. They just need to understand it and what it's capable of. And I thought that was a great illustration.
Yeah, well, at the same time, saying they're not less important than your developers.
Right.
So I think he called out in terms of pay, like if your support staff is not on par with your developers, then that's a sign that something might be off, that you're not treating your support staff as well as you should be, because they are the face towards your customers. They're your ambassadors, as he said it.
Yep. So it was really good. And he said that if you do have a team, you really need to give them agency, because they have to be the go-between and be able to have authority to do a little bit of pushing with either the developers or the product owner, or the ones with the support issue.
Okay, sounds super interesting. This is one of those things that I always try to learn from the folks at Stellar. In fact, our support handbook is based on a document that Matt Cromwell created many years back for and he open sourced it as like a support handbook for other companies to use. It was back for Give WP, so it is still the basis of our support handbook, and we have fun catching up with on some of the internal terms from it. That's a good search.
So, I mean, Cromwell's awesome. He is such a smart guy, and the way, but both he and Ben, the way they run support there is really super impressive. And Ben has a book that he also was promoting a bit in there, but it's oh gosh, I'm gonna forget the name of it.
Sustainable support.
Thank you. That's it.
Thank you.
How to blow your customer's mind without losing yours, or something along those lines. It's a clever title, and it's So he's a recent author, I think, of it, and it seems to be really excellent.
Yeah. And I've been trying to get him to do a live book signing session at WordCamp Europe. So I'm going to repeat this here. Drew, if you're watching, you need to get Ben to come to WordCamp Europe to do a live book signing session.
Exactly.
That would be awesome. And without further ado, let's move on to the daily raffle. So we're
Daily
giving
raffle. Right.
Yes. We need a drum roll. Let me pitch the whole thing first, and then we'll show the winner. I already have it typed in, waiting to be launched on the chat in the next couple of seconds. Stick around for just a few seconds more. And for context, we're raffling $5,000 this coming week or throughout the summit. This is our agency fund. And why we're doing this, we're here to make sure that you invest in yourself. Stick around, listen to all this insane value that was just brought up from just a single day. This entire week is going to be worth way more than $500, even if you're just going to implement one thing. But if you need another incentive, that's what this these daily roundups are for. And we're going to be handing off $500 to someone right now. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Who is it?
Yeah.
Now we need
and if you haven't won, please go in, make sure that you register for tomorrow. Every single day at this time, we're going to be raffling off $500. So with this, let's see who won. You ready? I'm going to post it
I'm ready
on the chat.
And that will be all.
Because there's a bit of a latency here, and I'm going to post it here as well. All right, we upgraded with some graphics today, and Chelsea Cole is the winner.
Chelsea Cole.
Let's see if Chelsea is in the chat here, and in the meantime, we can find Chelsea's website here and load that up. Flying. How would I spell that? I'm just gonna grab it from here.
You were so close to
So
being
if
prepared
Chelsea's
for
not around, do we have a plan B?
We do have a plan B. So we're going to give her a few more seconds to see if she is around. Doesn't seem like it. They did post this, but I am not seeing someone else. And then let's see if she didn't. We're going to bring in the next candidate here. And let's see. All right. What do you think? We're moving on to the next one.
Here it comes. Look, I got a money gun.
You got a money gun. That's cool. Where do you get that from? It's here?
No.
Okay, so I have another one lined up here just in case.
She must feel so
double
bad
check.
when
Give it a
she's
few more
watching
minutes.
this
Give it
tomorrow.
a few more minutes.
Sorry, Chelsea. We're gonna click the button, and there we have it. Jonathan Watson is now.
Woo!
So let's see if Jonathan is here.
Jonathan, you better be here.
Yeah, I have no more backups.
graphics.
So from here, we're going to figure it out.
Oh, but don't worry, Vito. I'll happily be your backup.
Let me see.
Come on, Jonathan.
Let me see.
Hold on. I'm going to find Chelsea and call her up right now. Just
Oh,
Do you know Chelsea? Maybe we should.
I don't. That was just
But I'm gonna show her website here. So we're gonna give her a plug, even though she couldn't win the award. So Chelsea is running an agency from Maui, in Hawaii.
okay. So she lives in Hawaii, so she doesn't need to get a prize. She's already won the prize.
She already won. Yeah.
also, it's only 1 p.m. there. There's folks that have stayed up till midnight to try and win.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that really what time it is? I don't even know the time difference between Hawaii.
I think 6 hours.
And I think that Jonathan is also not here. So we're gonna figure
Isn't it
out
funny how
another
Stephanie
one.
Hudson
So
knows the
does
time
that
difference
mean that
between Hawaii?
tomorrow's winner is going to get 1,000?
It's my
Well,
country.
that's exactly it.
Okay. Maybe that's how we play it. I kind of like that.
Let's do it. Tomorrow's a double winner. It's like double Jeopardy.
Double whammy.
So do we pick 2 people tomorrow, or do we pick 1 person for the
No,
town?
I think one person gets 1,000.
1,000. Wow.
What?
Okay.
It's like the Powerball.
Yeah,
Keeps getting
Yeah.
bigger. By
exactly.
Friday, it's going to be like 10
Getting better.
grand.
Yeah.
If 2 people miss out on a Tuesday, one person gets the benefit of. Yeah,
All right,
that's what I'm
let's do
saying.
it.
1,000 for tomorrow.
She's here. Wait, I'm hearing seeing a she's here.
Oh,
Oh,
Here. All right.
Is she out in the hall? Where are you looking?
yeah.
So
She's
answering
surfing.
chat.
She's on the beach.
Like 3
She
seconds
missed the
ago.
memo and she's waiting at his front door.
So we're back to the original winner, and this is Chelsea Cole. Well done. Congratulations.
Oh, thank goodness, Chelsea. Look at Taco. He's going to die if he doesn't get some sleep.
Oh, yeah, that's
Congratulations.
true. I mean, it's 1 a.m., so. Yep.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap this up
Well, it's
with
midnight, it's midnight for us, Taco.
The flying
it is midnight right now.
Okole.
So
Anybody
yeah,
wanna say
she
that?
just saw the announcement there, and let's give her a plug here. So flying Okole. I hope I'm pronouncing it
That's
correctly.
what I just
Okole? Okole?
Okole?
It's
Maybe.
Flying
Hawaiian.
Okole?
Yeah, you got to be from Maui to know that. But my daughter loves
Or at least west of London.
the what?
Or at least west of London.
Western, yeah, exactly that. Web design, branding, marketing, care plans. Let's look a little bit into the about us here to see about the mission. A mission to provide cutting-edge digital businesses expertise and powerful resources to our clients. Working with a bunch of services. I see care plans in here. Cool, awesome. So congratulations, congratulations, and this is pretty sweet. that
All
we can-
right. Oh my goodness. I have to.
Dear
Can I
Hawaii,
share?
I'll be there.
I
I'll be
gotta
there
share.
in January. Hook me up.
All right. Hold on. I got to share this with everybody. Can I take the thing?
Yes, go
In
for it.
Hawaiian, oko, pronounced okole,
Okole.
means butt or bottom and is considered less polite than the word limu. I don't even know. So translates to anus or buttocks. This is like it makes me like Chelsea even more. Like, this is amazing.
Now
Wait,
it bottoms up. It
hold
means bottoms
on.
up.
It
Bottoms up.
says written by Andrew Palmer.
Wet
Bottoms up.
okole is
Love
waterproof
it.
car seat cover.
I don't know.
Let's
don't
go
believe it?
bottoms
So it's
up.
cheers. It's bottoms up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Bottoms
All right,
up.
Chelsea. We need to get Chelsea in here to clear this up.
Yeah, I think Chelsea needs to own this.
Maybe
It's
she can
her
come to
company
the- she
name.
can come to the
Let's,
wrap.
let's, Let's try and see if she will join us tomorrow for the roundup
I
tomorrow
think that'd be
evening.
great. I think we should do that and see what she spent her money on tonight.
You know, maybe we should make that a requirement. You win, you show up.
What? Robert loves rules. Why do you
I
love
love
making rules,
people
Jacoby?
promoting themselves. What a great opportunity. She gets to come on board. She won today and gets to talk tomorrow. That's fantastic.
Let's get Ellison from yesterday.
Yes,
Yeah.
everyone needs to be on board, and Chelsea. I think that's fantastic.
Ellison and Chelsea joining us tomorrow. I would love that.
I think we should do that on the Friday party where get all the winners together.
All the winners.
And then
that would be amazing.
$500 winners can
Andrew, it's a party every day.
$500 winners could look
Growing
at
the party until Friday.
Party every day.
Party every day.
Guys.
Party. But
it's time it's happy hour. It's time for a cocktail. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, not here. It's 7. It's even later there. Taco wins. It's tomorrow already.
It is tomorrow.
It is
tomorrow here at Local Show.
It's Taco Tuesday here.
Oh, how many times have you heard that one, Taco?
Only like every Tuesday.
once a week.
Yep.
So a couple of cool highlights from tomorrow's kicking off the day with Typeform with Dimitra. Right after that, we're gonna have our session with Cloudways with Muhammad Hill or Moiz. Is gonna talk about digital agencies saving time on hosting maintenance. Again, we have AI coming in. This is like we've done this event for 5 years. It's never been like that. It's just crazy. Every talk has at least 20 minutes talking about this stuff, which is good because this is really the world we live in now. And everyone is approaching this, which is exciting to see. Then we have another panel from WP Engine, joined by some incredible agencies here. We have the Vice President of Client Strategy at 10up, folks from Clarity and from Granite joining us tomorrow for this amazing panel. These are all top tier agencies. If you're just gonna Google the names, you'll see what I'm talking about. And right after that, we have Thierry. I think is the way it.
Thierry en français.
Yeah, as français for sure. It's Swiss.
Who's gonna be chatting with Thierry?
I think it's gonna be me. But I'm not sure. Let's see.
Vito mais Robert, je ne sais pas.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So it's going to be great to hang out with Thierry again. He's the engineering lead at Google, which is basically in charge of all of making sure that there's usage for CMSs, really is one of the part of the title there. And so literally
that like Google, a big job and a big title, and he doesn't even he seems like a young guy. He's a young guy. He's gonna be remarkable. I bet that's gonna be a great talk.
Yes, it's super smart, and it's definitely gonna be an interesting one. And I'm glad it's a fireside chat so we can dive into questions. If you have questions for Google, please, this
right?
is
let's
not talk about the ad account, how do I optimize my ad?
The lead of engineering. For those who don't know, because I didn't really realize this until like 6 months ago or something like that. In bigger companies, they call developing engineering. So he's not like driving trains, y'all. This guy is building the head of all y'all. He is the head of developing websites at Google. Like, that's ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Come ask him some questions.
Yeah. And then right after that, we have Adas joining us from Freemuse. Freemuse have been trending recently in the in this the community for forgot the name of it, where you build on your own kind of thing, like the building public community.
Building public.
For kind of solopreneurs and things like that. They're really trending in that space right now. So, and she ran the rebrand. She's used to work at Elemental before that. She ran the rebrand of Freemuse that is working pretty well for them. So I'm looking forward to learn about that. Then we have Alec joining from Beehive, talking about email newsletters. And then we have Nicholas. This is going to be a really interesting one. This is a massive research agency. And a digital agency focused research firm. So he's going to share a bunch of data everyone likes stats and data, to kind of understand our space.
Everyone loves
Our
dot.
space.
What are you calling it now? Dot.
Data.
I call it data.
Data.
Data. Yeah, data. Yeah. Give my English speaking friends over here.
Yeah.
And then we have Stephanie joining from She AI. I'm not sure what this is gonna be about, but I'm intrigued by the name of the brand for sure. And then we have Ben joining us from Rocket.net. I'm sure that after this we're gonna get him on. He's probably gonna join us in the evening as he did last time. Oh, it's always a good time.
Yep.
And then we're wrapping up the day with Demo, Mike Demo from a World Host Group to talk about building lasting partnerships in open source. I couldn't think of anyone better to talk about building partnerships in open source than Demo. He's the partnership guy and has been for many years in our space. And so, Robert, Andrew, you and I have been seeing Demo for many years. Oh,
Many years.
everyone here on the chat actually.
Yeah,
I get to be
I've never met him in
host.
person, though.
I get to be the host for Demo, so I will
That's on my
keep him in
schedule.
line. But Demo's
on
done
We'll fight it out. We'll duke it out.
with WordPress. I don't know. It says on my calendar I got Demo. You know what? Hey, Steph, let's tag team Demo. Let's
Okay. I don't want, like, in the context of Demo. That's a bold thing to say.
let's both be on the session at the same time. We're done.
I don't even know what's going on anymore. It's 15 minutes after midnight. It's time to go to bed and get started tomorrow morning. So thank you everyone that has joined us for the second day of the Web Agency Summit. Thank you to everyone that have joined us on the open web for the wrap-ups and the kickoffs every single day. Thank you to oh damn, I forgot the name. I'm gonna roll this up back here.
We have GoDaddy, OmniSend.
Chelsea. Thank you to Chelsea. Oh, congratulations to Chelsea. And of course, thank you to all of the amazing sponsors that are supporting our event. I'm going to load that up on the screen as well.
Yeah.
And
Don't
thanks to
forget
Paco for
tomorrow.
showing up to the after party, staying up late.
Yeah. But
thanks for having me here. It was a lot of fun.
This is like 17 hours past Taco's bedtime. I know how he rolls.
I'm going to say this. Don't forget tomorrow, everybody that attends the summit, visit the sponsors. Without them, we don't exist. It's that simple. So make sure you go to their booths.
Yeah.
Plenty.
Not only that, but you can win a bunch of prizes.
Dedicated.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. I still have Legos and the Fitbit to give out. So go spin that wheel.
Yeah, spin the wheel in the sponsors booth.
You're giving away a Fitbit?
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
Well, if you've been sitting
we get up off our chairs
for an online summit, you need to get moving. So that's where you need a Fitbit.
It's not wrong. You're not wrong.
Let's go see the Fitbit on Progress Planners booth right here. Yeah, spin the wheel. You're invited to do so. Win a bunch of stuff. Yeah, Fitbit Inspire 3 Yellow. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And there's a bunch
brand.
What did it say?
Sorry?
What did you say? Inspired by what?
The Fitbit is super on brand for us. The yellow one.
Oh, the yellow. Okay, that's
yeah.
It's inspired by the color yellow.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Brought to you today by the letter Y.
Exactly.
That's pretty funny. The guy in jail.
Very cool.
Sorry, Vito. If you've enjoyed or been horrified by our conversation for the last hour, you can repeat this in the lounges all day tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday.
Day long. It's no wonder Andrew's grumpy because he's had to go through that all day.
I've been in the lounge all day. All day.
Yeah, all talked out.
I see you there and do a couple of videos, promo videos, which is good.
Yeah.
So
cool. All right. Well, I will see you all bright and early tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that you're off at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Stop it. We're not. Don't even.
Well, my time.
Oh, your time. Yeah. What? No.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yes, Stephanie, you've got to get out of bed.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Cheers.
Have a good
Thank
night,
you,
everyone. See you
everyone.
tomorrow.
Thanks for attending
Bye.
the summit.